Well, the first letter in CT is chronic. So the problem with that is this is a disease that occurs over a lifetime.
Okay.
And it's really an acceleration of a degenerative process of the brain. So our brains all, let me get away this a little, our brains all degenerate at a certain rate. If you look at the average elderly brain, there's a fair amount of degeneration. It's not CTE because it doesn't have some of the pathological signature of it, which includes certain types of proteins that wind up in the cells. It looks more like Alzheimer's CT or one of the neurodegenerative diseases. And so there's probably a genetic component. There's an environmental component. And so what you have is a susceptibility, meaning certain people are just born with a susceptibility. Just like not everybody who smokes gets lung cancer. Some people just have better resistance to the cancer agents in cigarettes. And with CT, remember, this is a not over lifetime. It's often over a relatively, 10, 15 year. I don't think that the head injuries that kids are having, they're probably not as significant as the energy isn't as great, but any concussion is significant. And every time even minor head traumas add up. And so we see people who are in the kind of the contact positions getting, you don't see kickers getting CT. You don't see as many wide receivers getting CT. The guys getting it tend to be the guys that are taking the multiple hits over years of time. And the second piece is their genetics, that they're more susceptible. Now, you may be highly resistant without a lot of exposure and you'll get it. You may be very sensitive with a low amount of exposure, you get it.
Hmm.
And we still don't know how to predict who's who and why. And why some guys go to the end. Look at Joe Namath, or there's some guys that just never seem to, miss a beat. And then there are other, people that really suffer, Junior Seau or some of these other guys that, this becomes just really, it becomes symptomatic in their 50s. And so the trouble is that these guys are 20 and 30. There's a lot of money on the table. They've got these very short period of time to make the millions of dollars that they do. And they don't want to miss on that opportunity because, if they just put in that extra couple years, they could pocket another 5, 10, 20, $30 million.
Mm.
Is it worth taking that risk? That's the problem. And,
Mm.
it's hard to argue. I'm going to take this risk. So I'll die when I'm 65 or then I'm 75. I'd rather have the $100 million when I'm 50.
Wow.
It's a tough problem.